welcome to another week of weekly shorts. We are in week 66 and are gonna do a discovery of all the new tracks. And before we do, we are, as in the last weeks, also gonna check out the records on the previous week's maps. I did play them a little bit on stream before we, are doing now this. So I did a little bit more than I was doing in Discovery, but wasn't able to do amazing. You can see here, first map, probably, yeah, it's almost a second. So let's check out what Shield Bandit did to get basically the same time as second place, which is interesting. And that was very inside at the start. And interesting, I always thought this kind of a wobbly landing would be so slow, but apparently that's actually fast and super inside on the finish there as well. So yeah, very, very inside there. And then, yeah, not getting a smooth landing here, but it seems fine then. Just air braking here, getting good amount of speed and going barely under the checkpoint and then very inside for the finish. Crazy. Yeah, this is probably what I was missing here for the beginning. That just gives a lot more speed. And yeah, this is probably because of the ramp cut is a lot faster. So very interesting first one. Didn't really figure out this properly, but I think we did still learn something here. So, map number 2, this was the one with the desert car, and I kind of was thinking, yeah, 2 seconds here, and there's Rinty, which is a famous player from Trackmania United, I think. Yeah, a lot faster with this. And I think that's all about just tap steering and being on 2 wheels as much as possible for these penalty surfaces, but not getting on 2 wheels for everything else. And interesting transition from the dirt to the road. Very close to the inside there. A little bit of a 2-wheeler over the penalty grass, and yeah, just very, very clean here. So cool. Interesting. So let's go to map number 3, which was the puzzle pathfinding map. And there I also was able to, from seeing other people do this, figure out a path. I think let's just show this one for now. So this is what I saw on, I think, Spammy stream as a path. So I didn't find this in Discovery. There was also some stuff here hidden behind, just with the booster, which is a lot faster, but as you can see, people are crazy fast. So I'm guessing there is a different route which I didn't find. So let's see what Shield Bandit is doing. Okay, in the beginning doing cool, interesting, doing the same, and then yeah, inside, and then there's gonna be a flip here. Oh, just this little bit of a side jump on the ramp. Cool. That's very interesting, this part here, just going over the road border pieces there. And yeah, taking a little bit of that road surface on the outside of the quarter pipe block there. But like this transition here, that's very cool. Is everyone doing this? Let's just check top 5 and put on everyone else. I would say so, they are very close, but oh, okay, someone is not, or was that Michael? Ah, that was just Michael. So I was about to say someone did not do this, but yeah, very cool. And kind of makes sense, this last jump, but yeah, very interesting for this one. And let's move on to track number 4, which was the fast track, the kind of full speed-ish. Okay, actually I'm only 0.4 behind, which is okay. I'm decently happy with this. Also my best time in terms of ranking for this week. Yeah, just a lot better start here, very much inside. And then going downhill smooth, a little bit of a speed slide there probably. No speed slide in the end here. And then yeah, very much on the inside for the finish. So check the others in the top 5. And yeah, just see if everyone's doing the same. But yeah, this makes a lot of sense. I didn't really figure out how to do this start properly or just be very fast with it. But doesn't, like, apart from a small speed slide at the end of the grass there, doesn't seem that complicated. So yeah, very interesting once again. And map number 5. Well, map number 5. This was something I did just before we were starting this video for the Discovery. Did manage to get the author medal here, but barely, and I really still hate this track. And I said there, I feel like there is gonna be reactor flight here in the beginning. Let's see if I was actually correct on that. Yeah, of course. Turning around, getting reactor up, and... Sure. Sure. Oh boy. Okay, if you don't know what's going on in the front here, just turning around, because if you're the other way on a reactor part, you get the other part. So if it's normally reactor down, if you turn around, then it's reactor up, and that gives him the ability to fly over the reset block here in the beginning. And then he has just reactor for the whole thing, and also then has a very good line, apparently dodging most of the red boosts or anti-boosts. Yeah, very cool. Let's also check once again the others in the top 5, but I think probably a lot of people are doing this, and someone has a weird horn. But yeah, seemingly everyone doing kind of a similar strategy here. Yeah, not as crazy as I would have imagined in terms of what they would do with a reactor, but yeah, a weird map requiring a weird way to get a record. Nothing unusual here. Yes, correct, Efficients, absolutely correct. So that was last week's maps, and now let's move on to the discovery for the new tracks for week 66. And yeah, let's just see what these are about. I'm really curious as always, and I also am always happy to hear your thoughts in the comments of the YouTube video. And this track looks already quite interesting. Seems to have some kind of a mod. Just changing the surfaces, and we'll see what this is driving wise. Where do we go now? Okay, and then is that, yeah, that's the finish probably. Can you hit the sign in front of that? That would be a little bit annoying. Okay, I need to see in the beginning if you can just go full speed down the hill, because it feels like you would jump here, but you're not. Okay, so we'll probably go with a low jump here. Get the boost. Kind of a low jump here. Air brake, and then finish. Seems kind of straightforward, and P709, but we are just 8 minutes after these tracks were released, so I would assume this is just temporary. I'm very sure this is just temporary. Okay. Already forgot where I need to go here. A little bit towards the left. And then, I don't know, probably just very low jump. As low as you can. Same here. And maybe even release to get an earlier grip on the downhill. That could work. See how low we can get this jump here. Oh, you can almost get this without jumping. Not 100% sure here if you want to go up early to have an early landing on the flat part, or if you actually want to jump late. That's something to figure out. But cool first map. I really like this, especially since you can go without jumping completely, and then you could just go with a late jump. Can you even, let me try this, can you even, if you go very wide, jump all the way without even hitting that first part? That's close. That's well, I wouldn't say that this is impossible, but yeah, definitely can do this. I do have a lot of speed here. I'm not sure if you can get this completely over jumping here. Did get a jump here. Still, I kinda wanna try. I don't see it at the moment, so maybe we will try to go a little bit earlier. Yeah, interesting choice for this map. Naming it after a Formula E team. Might be because there was some Formula E event. Was it just called the Formula E League, or just the Formula League? No. There was some kind of esports event with Formula E stuff, in Trackmania last year, I think. They had like proper racing tracks and some special rules. Also, I think they even had something akin to a Joker lap in what you call it, the dirt stuff that isn't typical rally. I'm blanking on what that is, but yeah, there was like some special rules in this Formula E event. So maybe this is either what or was like part of that mapping back then, or this is just inspired by that event. Both might be possible here. Yes, as I said, cool first map. I feel like I wanna at some point try and figure out if you can get this jump fully. But so far, I think for me, I want to try to get another run in with just hitting the road piece in between. Yeah, just smooth transition. It was a little bit of a jump, but that's still okay. Jump early here, air brake, and I thought it was a little bit faster, but not quite. But yeah, I do like this track. I don't know. Something about this might also be the skin that it has. This speaks to me for some reason. Oh, bad landing, I think. Otherwise, good run. Oh, actually was faster. P120, but as I said, we are still very early on, so wouldn't count on this staying even in the top 1000. If even in the top 10,000. Yeah, there was some kind of Joker Lab thingy. I didn't follow that esports event much. I just remember seeing some stuff of it. But yeah, there was some stuff with Formula E and a Joker Lab of some kind. Like, if anyone knows what I'm talking about and has any more insight on this, feel free to correct me in the comments. But yeah, there was like some crossover esports event with that. I think you can overjump this, but I don't want to spend too long on the first map here, because we still have 4 more to go. So I think just one more try here. Just going super late maybe. Not quite. But yeah, I think this might be possible, and I kind of want to try for this later on. But for now, let's move on to track number 2. Yeah, Formula E is really not represented much in any racing games, but and look at this. This is once again some kind of a track, and you can see the signage here on the side, Formula E. So this is all apparently, maybe it's been a year now since the Formula E stuff, and they kind of wanted to do a like nostalgia thing on that. Interesting. Cool, this is a proper racing track. Just that in Trackmania you can drift. And on racing tracks you probably don't have this kind of stuff. And finish. Okay. So this is the quote-unquote tech track. And I feel like since you don't have that much speed in the beginning, this first one, if you want to get this right, will probably be a neo drift, which I can't do. This one is a drift to the right and then a drift to the left there. Okay. Yeah. Can't do a normal drift under 200 speed, I think. So you would need to do a neo drift, which is a technique that lets you drift even at speeds where you normally wouldn't be able to. But as I said, I have no clue how to do this. There is some kind of timing required, which I don't have, and couldn't even get a drift there for some reason. And also there. Okay, I'm a little bit rusty. Haven't played any tech maps in the, well, in the past week, I would say. I think I will just need to go for a release there, since I can't do that otherwise. Then also not a drift. Okay. This is very sharp. Let me try this again. Oh. I think I need to release there a lot. Kind of a hairpin turn. Need to release even more. Well, I could almost do this full speed, but I can't. Okay. That was a little bit too early. Much of a release, but okay. And I did get a no slide. I think I just didn't steer early enough. Okay. Still fine, still fine. What am I doing? Still did get a drift. I think I'm really rusty because I tried to initiate the drift too early and didn't full steer for long enough, which is something you do need to do, otherwise you will just get a no slide. Okay, that was a little bit too much of a release now, but it's fine. And this, okay, this is kind of full speed if you get this properly. But kind of difficult track. Like, at least compared to the first one, this is a lot more difficult. Trying to get this first corner decently. That was a lot better. I tried to save this, was a little bit too early on the drift. That's a lot better. Getting the hang of this a little bit. Still a little bit too early for the hairpin. And it was too late for that one. You don't need to release for that, just a normal drift. And then for this, it's kind of tough to judge when you need to initiate your drift there. Yeah, Forza Motorsport should have gotten the Formula E cars at some point, I think so as well. But I'm also not really familiar with real-life Formula E, haven't really watched that at all or have much of a clue about the cars there. As I said, there was some kind of an event, if I remember correctly, last year, but my memory is also kind of fuzzy on that, so it might have been even 2 years ago, who knows. But yeah, the tracks were, as I said, kind of racing track inspired, and there were some special rules, and you also had like a lot of laps to do, like proper like on-circuit driving, which is normally not what Trackmania is about, but they tried something with that. Also not sure if this was really a success or if it was just something that they tried and then abandoned completely. I think it's probably the latter, because this year's esports events and esports scene is focused more on what Trackmania always was great at and is still doing amazingly, which is like mostly just mixed tracks with all kinds of different surfaces, not just tech driving like here, but yeah, there's all kinds of different stuff. But yeah, so far I think they're doing quite well. Didn't get the drift again. With what the esports qualifiers for EWC and ENC are like. I really did enjoy watching these over the past couple of weeks, and still more to come in the coming weeks and months, so looking forward to that. finally. I'm really messing with this drift for the hairpin up a lot. Let me try and focus here. What am I doing? Yeah, so far not my favorite tech track. It's kind of tough to figure out for someone who isn't as well versed in tech driving. Hitting the inside again. Might be because these corners are just not what you usually have on a track. It's kind of... Well, it's, I think, easier to judge corners that you have seen a lot, while these ones are just very, let's say, abnormal. Or at least they are not standard block editor blocks or track editor blocks that you would normally see, which you then maybe are just used to. I think here it's just a lot of like free flow and just, yeah, very different corner types. I think makes this harder for someone like me. So let me try to get a decent run in at some point here, so we can actually move on to the next track at some point. Ah, did hit the inside still. Did get a no slide again. Still messing this up somehow. It's too early. Ah, let's try to get this at some point. It's just very slow, but okay. Let's try to move on. Decent, and then something like this, and finish. Okay, I'm happy with this. Not the fastest, but at least I did figure it out eventually. So, yeah, not my favorite track so far, but maybe I can figure this out a little bit more if I have some time in the week. And now we are, well, where are we? Of course we are on the puzzle map, the pathfinding map. And yeah, it seems that the theme for this week is Formula E with all the different stuff here, but what is this map? I have no clue. Like, do you have to go to the... Yeah, the finish is up here. There is no checkpoints. Is all finishes? What is this track? I'm super confused. Let me just try and drive, and maybe it's obvious at some point. Okay. I need to go up somehow. Is there gonna be a bumper somewhere? Just... Ah, I see. Okay. So what is the bumper? Is it the blue part here, or... Ah, no. Ah, I see. I think I see. I think there is some, yeah, these yellow arrow things, so I see. Okay, I think I wouldn't say I figured it out, but I at least do understand now how to drive this map. And where do I go now? I don't know. So you probably need to figure out the best path to take with where to jump, but I have no clue. Like, you probably would have to check where all the bumpers are. Let me just try to drive the path that is most obvious. Okay. Let me just maybe go where I tried in the beginning and then go over here. And that's penalty grass, great. There's more bumpers here, but I'm probably too slow. So author time is 22 seconds, so I feel like the path that I'm taking is not really correct. I feel like it's probably something like this here. But more towards the left, so I actually get some height finally. Okay. Is there any signage that indicates what you would want to do here? Apparently not that. Okay, so seems like I've already found my track number 5 from last week with this one. I don't know, this is super slow, but how would you even do this? I'm not even sure if this is correct to do. And if I go here, okay, then I can get up here. Then, okay, up there, and then there's the finish. Oh, okay, okay. I think I've at least found a path. If it's the fastest one, I'm kind of doubting that. But at least that's something that could work. So more towards the left here. Oh, that's actually too fast. But yeah, if I can get up there, then we are almost at the finish. Very creative track for this one. But not sure I like it 100%. There's some too much of a release. Yeah, looked like it. I could just take these ramps to get to the top as well. I feel like it's just gonna be very slow, and also, yeah, well, they look like plastic ramps. I would assume once again not are very difficult to drive on. Yeah. This is one of the tracks of all time. I don't know how you can come up with a concept like this. Oh, no. Come on. Can I even finish this track? That's gonna be the question. Like, we are kind of close. I think I know what to do, just need to be able to execute. So, more towards the left here. Maybe a little bit of a release. And then, okay. Really? I think there have to be balloons or whatever that was. Great. So, is far enough. Let's just go over here. Let's just try and finish for once. And up here, and there's the finish. So this is one path, and it's a slow one, as you can clearly see. So let me actually try and see if you could go somewhere else here. Doesn't really look like it, but who knows? Maybe you can, for this first jump, even go somewhere else. I'm not 100% sure. There are so many platforms, so I would assume there's different paths, but like, I'm kind of clueless. So let me just try and see if I can do the path that I have found a little bit faster. And hit the other side of that platform. Still too much on the right, okay. That might be too slow. Yeah, not making that. A little bit too much sideways on that jump. Oh yeah, this is a very creative track, but also kind of difficult. Can I somehow make this jump? I could land a little bit more so that I can gather some speed. Maybe. How would I do that? Maybe if I go a little bit like this? Nah, that's not great. I just hit the bumper in a very weird way like this. Yeah, even boosters here. What? What is this? Ah, that's just for if you are here. Ah, I don't know. There's probably something I'm missing. I mean, this is, to me, the most obvious path. Because it gets you to the top kind of quickly. If I can get a good landing up there, then maybe we can already almost jump to the finish. Maybe gather some speed, then do a little bit of a release. That's a little bit too much, but yeah, if I do a little bit of a release, I could maybe get to the part of the platform where I actually want to land. A little bit less of a release, then that could work. Yeah, and I think even though we haven't really figured this out completely, I will not stay on this track for too long. It's kind of annoying that I can't get this. I kind of want to see how fast this is if you get this properly. Ah, come on. So close. Something like this and you can actually at least get to that part, that platform. Okay, couple more tries. And I think I will move on from this. We actually do have the bumper all the way out there. You don't have to go as wide, but maybe you do have to get some speed. I think I'll continue to do this with the strat that I had before. That's really slow. It's also with these bumpers, I'm not 100% sure if you're slow, then you jump not as far, but still same height, looks like. There's some stuff going on that I don't fully understand. Thought with a little bit of release that would be enough, not quite. And yeah, releasing here is definitely slower than just full speeding. Almost. Almost. Okay, 2 more tries. And then we'll move on. And maybe we'll come back to this track later. No. And jumping against the pillar. Last try. Let's see if we can get this. Did get a good release, I think. Alright, alright. And can we... Oh, now this is a little bit of a risk. Yeah, I think if you're very slow for that, then you can jump to the finish immediately. I said last try, but I kind of want to do this again. Because I did risk, because I did see something I didn't before. So... Part right. Yeah, just a couple more tries. This Trackmania syndrome, I guess. Let me just give this one more try. Okay, one last. Okay, one more, and then we're done. So I think if you just slow down a lot here and do this, there we go. And that's author medal, and actually 93rd. Interesting. I mean, tracks have been up for 35 minutes now, so like maybe people are also taking their time for the first 2, but that's actually decent. Let me check once again if there is something going on with... Oh, something is going on. I think that's my handbrake on my sim rig acting up again. That kind of messes up with camera 7 sometimes, but yeah, no clue. Like maybe we'll take another look at this later, but for now let's move on to track number 4, which should be the fast track once again. And let's see if we have once again Formula E stuff here. I mean, there are signs, and yeah, looks like. And I did see bumpers. Did I see bumpers? Like reactor boost, bumpers, everything. Okay. What is this track gonna be about? Where are we even going? what? It's really difficult to steer here as well. And do I need to go up there to that checkpoint? I think you need to jump in that, like, V shape. Kind of difficult to steer with the reactor and the speed. But there's something like this. Okay, okay. And then what? Then I did... Why is there no cam change there? And yeah. Where did I bind cam change on my controller? Here. Okay. Because you do need this for this one. That's always a little bit annoying if tracks don't have a built-in cam change for these kinds of things, because for a new player like me it's kind of difficult to both drive and change cameras at the same time, and you can in the track editor just build it in that there is a automatic cam change and the cam changes back afterwards and stuff like that. Would have been nice for this one. This first turn is already so difficult for me. Okay, 3. What is this transition? Okay, let's just stay in cam 3 for this and then try to hit the finish and not like this. Okay, try again. What a track. What a track. And yeah, I think I need to just steer right earlier. So with the speed that you have here, something like this, and then get a good landing. 3. And yeah, I'm not quite sure about this one. And then just try to be straight for this. Light holds the finish, and okay. Interesting track, I would say. Once again, I would say not my favorite. This is kind of a little bit too dank for me. This, I don't know. Can't really tell you like what's going on and where you need to do stuff differently to be fast. Maybe just stay in cam 3 because this first part is also kind of tight here. I think the whole track can be driven in cam 3. There's nothing really where you need outside camera for this. But it definitely needs cam change for this. And then, yeah, I'm not quite sure. Inside here is just a lot slower. This transition with the flip, no clue, and then, yeah, flying towards the finish. I'm not 100% sure how to do this fast. Oh yeah, for this. And yeah, this transition, maybe just an early landing would be good. How to get that? Not sure. Yeah. And hi WAG in chat. And Efficiency, welcome back from dinner. Yeah, and there is a Formula E theme this week for the weekly shorts. Like, I kind of need to look this up afterwards maybe, or maybe someone in YouTube comments can tell me. Maybe there is some kind of anniversary for the Formula E event that was, as I said before, I think last year. But yeah, there were some very interesting tracks for this. I mean, especially track number 2 was very much a Formula E style track. But even the first one, this one, as I said, is a little bit too dank for me, but yeah. Let me just give this a couple more tries. Oh, what's going on here? Have I tried Polytrack before? Is that... Not quite sure. I don't think I'm familiar with Polytrack. Maybe you can tell me what that is, but probably haven't, since I don't think I've heard of it. Why am I so much slower here now? I need to be super straight for this finish flight. Okay. I'm also super unsure if I like this or this camera 3 better. I feel like I like seeing where my car actually is, so I think I'll stick with this one. This landing, then I don't know, very much inside. Just I'm so much slower and also don't know about this transition. Okay, racing game kind of similar to Trackmania. Then I haven't, and I might take a look at what this is. As I said, haven't heard of it before. But yeah, I think for this track, I'm fine with this. I'm not quite sure how to improve this, so we'll take a look next week what other people are doing here. But yeah, for Discovery, I think this is fine. And what is going on? I'm kind of dizzy from that intro. Okay. Lots of big tires. This is kind of cool looking map. And damn it. My handbrake is acting up again and pushing me towards the left for camera 7. But yeah, very cool looking track. I'm curious what this is gonna be. So let's check it out. Map number 5. This is mostly gonna be the LOL track and yeah, reactor boost. We do have one checkpoint somewhere. Like, do you do this? Oh no, no. You have to go over all the tires, right? And not fly out because you have reactor. So you need to be kind of on the inside here. So how do you do this? Yep. Okay, so you need to be kind of on the inside of the tire. Not fly out. Still, like, I think so I could release. I think there is also some kind of a drift style mechanic even with reactor boost, if I remember correctly, but I don't quite know. Actually, maybe try. That doesn't look great. You also then flip quite easily. So let me just try with releasing for now. And same for this. Okay. No, this track is definitely not a Hancock advertisement. Never ever. Like, what makes you say that? I'm not seeing any advertisement here. No advertisement on this stream or in this video. But yeah. Probably because of the sponsorship for Formula E, at least was back then when they had this event. Kind of curious still, like why they decided to make the theme for this whole weekly shorts Formula E, and if they actually did have or did reach out to the mappers to make tracks specifically for the weekly shorts with this theme, or if those tracks were just sitting there from the event. Oh, how? Okay. And then this is probably the finish. If I could hit it, then I did hit the tire. Kind of seemed a little bit overinflated to me. Let's see if I'm correct. Yes, this is the finish. Is there more to this? Might be. Low track, so anything could be the right call here and there. Since this is reactor, there might still once again be weird reactor shenanigans as always if there's reactor. So okay, you can actually brake and that slows you down quite a lot faster, so might be good instead of just releasing like I did. Just brake a little, maybe not as much as I did. What? No puns here. Like, why would I make any puns? I would actually like to see the car that's using these tires that are lying around here. Okay, we can't break that early. Okay. The physics of reactor on whatever this surface is that they are using for this tire is kind of weird, and you're on the let's call it the rim of the tire here, you kind of have a hard time of getting out of that again. It's probably faster, it's probably the same for this. And then just full speed here and reactor flight to the finish. Okay. Interesting map. At least it's more fun than last week, but I think that's kind of easy, because I really didn't like last week's map. Yeah, doing this fast is probably about the lines that you take, and well, doing this with World Record is probably gonna be some kind of reactor flight. I'm pretty sure. Yes, very interesting track for sure. Don't even know like how this works, if they build, like purpose built these big tires as like objects to be used in the track editor. There's probably some like manual stuff happening there. But I'm curious if these were used in the Formula E tracks just as scenery, and they just decided to reuse them for this. Could very well be. Oh, yeah, if you're too much on the rim there and not on the tire anymore, you are kind of getting a weird transition for getting out of that. But yeah, this is decently fast, and then a little bit too fast for that. But yeah, overall, I would say I did enjoy this week's tracks. I would say, well, it's a little bit of a mixed bag. I mostly enjoyed the first track. I think that's for sure my favorite. And track number 3 was something. I mean, we're gonna take a look once we're finished here and just see what I thought about the maps again. But yeah, with this theme of Formula E for this week, it's interesting that they do something like this. I'm not 100% sure if I like it as much. I like when there are very diverse tracks. I mean, driving-wise they still were, but in terms of just visuals, they were just a little bit too samey for me, and only Reactor zooped that by ghost hard. Hopefully this doesn't get tiring. No. This doesn't get tiring at all for me. But yeah, it is really easy to screw this up, for sure. I don't know how to take this first corner, if you could call it that. I feel like this was too wide. And if you brake early enough for that uphill on the tire, then you can get a lot earlier on throttle again. You kind of take a wide line here and don't fly out like that. Yeah. I think there's a lot more to like optimize on this track. But I think I will not try for much longer. This is 1 or 2 more tries. But there really is so much there. Also because these tires are obviously kind of rounded, so you just go a little bit more towards the outside, then you just have a very bad line because of road camber, I guess you could call it. Dealing with puns is something you're stuck with when dealing with you, Efficients? Okay, no problem. I like puns. I don't think I'm great with puns in English, I have to say. I think I'm decent in my native language, which is German. I think I'm kind of annoying some people sometimes with my puns. But yeah, I like them. But I don't think I'm that great with the English language and puns yet. Haven't really had much like practice with that, but I think it's also always a little bit more difficult if it's not your native language. But yeah, I think we're gonna leave it for this one, and therefore we are actually done with week 66 for the weekly shorts. As I said, I like the tracks. The theme was kind of interesting with Formula E. Not 100% sure if that's my favorite thing. But yeah, track number 1 was really fun, and that one I think I want to play more because I think this one jump is definitely possible. Track number 2 with the drifting was difficult, especially since I think the first turn is a neo slide. Probably will not try this a lot. Track number 3 was something with the bumpers and getting up to the top. Track number 4 was just weird with the reactor, and track number 5 was fun. Was really cool. So yeah, and yeah, it's all good efficiency. I'm used to other people throwing tomatoes at me when I do puns, or just getting a deadpan look from my wife when I just make too many puns in a row. Happens. But yeah, that's it for the discovery of the week 66 of Weekly Shorts. So everyone say hi to YouTube in chat if you want. But yeah, that's it for this discovery, and we are gonna be back for next week, both for the new tracks and also to see the records on these very interesting tracks this week. So yeah, if you like this, hit the like button on the video and leave a comment down below what you thought, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But with that, I'm out. Have an awesome day, and I've been HG. See you in the next one.